So I went back to the gutters after the incident. But that night, I couldn't sleep. The thought of losing my teacher and the only savings I had kept interrupting my sleep. I had so many questions in my mind, but no answer to none, and that frustrated me the more. The more I stare at my poverty-stricken home, the more my head keeps spinning. I tried to cry, but the tears couldn't flow. Maybe because my heart was heavier than my eyes, or that I'm trying to be strong when I know within me that I have lost it completely. I'm no longer strong as I used to, but in the eyes of my friends, I'm still the strongest and the bravest. As I couldn't hold it anymore, I decided to take a walk at that time of the night. Maybe it could help me freshen up my mind and at least bring a little peace to my heart. So I thought to myself. I quickly got up from the untarred floor where I was lying, out on my top, and walk out. Having walked for a distance, I decided to sit and rest, as it seems the fresh air that I needed wasn't forthcoming. But something happened as soon as I sat down to rest for a while. I felt a presence, but as I turned, everywhere was dark. I couldn't even see a thing. As I walked closer, I knew that there is an image in the midst of the darkness. So I went more closer to see. Soon the darkness began to fade, and the hidden image was becoming clearer. So I stood to see who was that has been following me. But what I saw left me dumbfounded. I saw myself in a ghost form coming. As it kept walking towards me in a way that it isn't funny to me at all. I didn't know exactly what to do, but I know I had to do something. But as I was busy contemplating on what to do, the most shocking aspect happened. The closer the ghost, the more strange images it generates. Soon it changed from being a woman to a man. At this point, I was almost about urinating in my pants. As I stood there like a statue, something said to my mind, "Angel, run!" Immediately I heard that voice. I took my heels and run for my dear life. As I was running, the ghost seems to be ahead of me, but I kept running, not willing to give up. After some time, I felt calmness. I noticed the ghost wasn't following me anymore. So I stopped running and looked back and saw a paper on the ground. The ghost dropped it, I guess because it wasn't there at first. I went back to pick it, but my mind was telling me other. What if it's a trap? What if you pick it and disappears? These questions keep popping up on my busy mind. My mind was right anyway, but my stubborn curiosity head couldn't let me be, so I walked to where the paper is and picked without minding the outcome. I looked through it, but there's no single write-up on it. But as soon as I dropped it on the ground, a write-up popped up. I was scared, but I said to myself, "Angel, you have seen the beginning of this. You will definitely see the end." So I bent to pick the paper, but surprisingly it flew away, a bit far from me. As I looked around in shock, wondering what could have caused the shift, there was no air nor breeze. I looked around courageously this time and picked. "Do you know what it's written there? Angel, don't give up on life," was exactly what was written. I turned around to see if I could see the ghost, but it was nowhere. I looked at the paper again, this time with the tears-filled eyes. How did the ghost knew I was about giving up on life? I kept asking myself. This paper alone brought me a lot of hope as I held it close to my drumming heart, as if my whole world lies in it. I felt a bit of fresh air I have been looking for. Soon I noticed a familiar presence. I turned and saw the ghost smiling at me from afar, but this time it was wearing a different garment, shining so bright as the sun, but only its face could be seen. I smiled back at it, and it disappeared. I was happy, but I never knew the meaning of that encounter until I went back to the gutters where I have left my things to go for a walk.